What's up YouTube, it's Extended Tech Ninja back at again with another video, and today we'll be doing a comparison video between the JBL Boombox 2 versus the JBL Xtreme 3 and 2. And if you wonder how I'm able to pair these two together, it's because I'm using Samsung Dual Audio, which I have a full dedicated video on right here. So without further ado, let's get onto the video. But before I do, great news, I am monetized, so you're going to be seeing a lot more videos from me. So now let's go. So since I have already reviewed the speakers, I'm just going to be going over the specs real quick. So please see the full review on the Boombox 2, Xtreme 3, or other videos for in-depth detail. So starting off with the Boombox 2, it's about the size of 3 JBL Xtreme 3s. It has two 4.1 inch woofers, two 25mm tweeters, and two pass-rails on the sides, pushing 60 watts on battery and 80 watts when it's plugged in. With its 10,000 mAh battery, you can get around 4 hours and 30 minutes on maximum volume, and around 6 hours and 25 minutes when the volume is set between 50 to 60%. The Boombox 2 has Bluetooth 5.1, so you can get around 80 feet of range outdoors, and it can cover my entire house, which is 60 feet door to door, going through 3 walls with 0 direct connections. And the Boombox 2 is also rated IPX7 water resistant down to 3.5 feet for 30 minutes. Now going on the Xtremes, since they're pretty much the same speaker, I'll be going on the Xtreme 3 first. So the Xtreme 3 has Bluetooth 5.1, so it gets the same amount of battery life and range as the Boombox 2, but its battery is only 5,000 milliamps, and it is 40 watts on battery and 50 watts when it's plugged in. The Xtreme 3 also has IP67 dust and water resistant, unlike the Boombox 2. And going on the Xtreme 2, which is the oldest speaker, it has Bluetooth 4.2, but the range is actually greater. I can get around 105 feet in range. And when it comes to battery, it has a 10,000 mAh battery, which surprisingly only gets around 10 minutes more than the Xtreme 3. But it's 10 watts less in power in AC and DC modes, and plus is also rated IPX7 like the Boombox 2. But going towards the Xtremes, both of them have two 2.75 inch woofers, two 25mm tweeters, and two pass radios on the sides. We have the basics out the way. What are these speakers actually good for? Starting off with the Xtremes. The JBL Xtreme series is meant to carry powerful sound on the go. With its included stylish carrying strap, you can carry the part on your shoulder, weighing in at 5.3 pounds for the Xtreme 2 and a pound less for the Xtreme 3. You can rock out in any weather condition. Now, I still recommend around 5 people when listening to a single Xtreme. But with JBL Connect Plus and JBL Party Boost, you're able to pair up to 100 compatible JBL speakers together. But the bad news is you cannot pair JBL Connect Plus speakers to JBL Party Boost speakers. But I will say that JBL Party Boost works much better than Connect Plus. You're able to get much more range and a much smoother connection between your speakers. So going on the Boombox 2, this is a monster of a speaker, weighing at 13 pounds, 19.1 inches wide, and 10.1 inches tall. Is meant to carry for a short distance with its built-in carry handle. The Boombox 2 is meant to deliver deep bass down to 38 Hz with a peak at 45 Hz. So you're really going to think about turning up to max volume indoors. So since we have that out the way, we're going to split the sound test into 2 sessions this time, indoors and outdoors. So first is going to be indoors at 100% volume AC mode, and then at 100% outside DC mode, which is unplugged. So please put in your headphones for the best sound experience, and let the show begin.
Still living in vain. I'm not the one, you're the victim of your own mistakes. It's such a
I'll admit, they're all insane in the house as an overkill. But it wouldn't be fun if it wasn't, now will it? So start off with the Xtremes. The Xtreme 3 and 2, when put together, or two Xtremes, they provide a really dynamic and wide sound signature. But in this case, it's not the most balanced, because it's two different speakers.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
But it outperforms the Boombox 2 as in soundstage. Now, when it comes to the highs on Xtreme 3, it can sound a bit sharp indoors when the volume is set to 80% or above, but since it has an EQ with the new firmware update, you can adjust the highs, mids, and lows. And on the Xtreme 2, you can not adjust anything with the new firmware update. No, God! But it did improve in the highs. So from 6 kilohertz and up, the Xtreme 2 got a 2 decibel boost.
It's about damn time.
And it got a 0.3 decibel boost when it comes to upper bass, but it lost 0.3 decibels when it comes to lower bass. It doesn't sound that much when it comes to like real world usage, but you do actually hear it. And the deep bass is not that much worse, but slightly. So overall, they sound good. But going on the mids is where the Xtremes really shine. The Xtreme 2 still provides a more forward sound signature and just a nice warm tone that still sounds dynamic. While the Xtreme 2 sounds accurate, but it still sounds pretty flat when it's left alone, but it can sound a bit like the Xtreme 2, not quite as, focused on the mids, but it can get near there. And as far as the bass goes, you get a smooth, punchy bass on the Xtreme 2 with a 60 hertz peak, and you get a slightly deeper bass with the JBL Xtreme 3 55 hertz peak. But you do expect more for its size, but you can if you just plug them in. But overall, the Xtreme 3 really did improve, or at least the ND version, which I have here. It improved in bass pretty well over it. There is now a upper bass boost at like around 55 hertz that wasn't there previously. So what does leave us with the single monster Boombox 2? Well, the highs is still pretty good. Well, for a decent wide sound, not decently wide, a pretty good sound stage because the tweeters is faced outward slightly. And the problem comes with the mids. They're not bad by any means, but it can definitely use a boost like around 4 decibels to really bring out that dynamic sound signature with the JBL sound. And as far as the bass goes, yo, it's making the Xtremes sound like toys.
We're experiencing very strong shaking. Wow. I think we need to get under the desk.
If you have any pictures, loose pictures on your wall, either they want to vibrate like hell or it's coming down. You can have 3 JBL Xtreme 3s or 2s, and in bass, the Boombox 2 will still hold its own or even outperform it.
This is impossible!
But every trump card comes with its sword. Well, it's double-edged sword, and it's the amount of bass that it produces. It causes it to bottom out at higher volumes. You don't hear any distortion, but you hear the Boombox 2 trying too hard to push those lower frequency notes. So let's get on to the outdoor sound test.
rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, through my shadow, through the sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. We'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. We'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. We'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, through my shadow, through the sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
So my conclusion is, if you do decide to go with two JBL Xtreme 3s or 2s, you get the versatility of having two lightweight powerful speakers that you can take with you on the go, with its included carrying straps, which is a savior factor for these speakers. But if you have a JBL Xtreme 3 and 2 and a Samsung device that supports dual audio like my Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, then you can use the method that I have used for this video. Again, check out the link in the description for full details on Samsung Dual Audio. But if you do decide to go with the Boombox 2, which is really meant for small parties with deep, powerful bass, which is a lot of fun, and it still gets plenty loud, well, decently loud. Well, the most important thing to consider is the price. And the Xtreme 2 currently retails for $247.95, which is a okay deal. You know, not the best, but it's okay. And when it comes to the Xtreme 3, it currently retails for $379.95 after going on the second year of being out, which is ridiculous in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it's better than Xtreme 2 in almost every way, but it's not worth the extra 100 and some change. And Boombox 2 retails for $499.95, which still is a bit too steep, but it's more justifiable for the speaker. But one thing to say, that JBL speakers love to go on sale, except for the Xtreme 3. It just loves to stay at that high price. All right, so if I had to pick a winner, it would be the JBL Boombox 2, because It still is louder by a little bit, not by much, and it still has a lot more bass. So it will be the Boombox 2 for me, but if you do go with it, you would have to deal with its massive size and weight, which is 13 pounds. So just bear that in mind. So that'll do it for this video. And big news, I'm opening up a new channel called the ATN Studios, which stands for Ascended Tech Ninja Studios. And I will be posting reaction videos and skits on there. So if you're into that, go ahead and subscribe to that channel. But besides for that, man, I wish y'all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And y'all will see me a lot more often. I might make some bass test videos this year, but next year for sure, y'all gonna be seeing me a lot more often. And I stand by that. So this has been the Ascended Tech Ninja. I'll see you next year. Peace out.